All right, welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. I am Joe Cool with my partner, Mr. King.
Yep, yep.
We are back for the playoff run, but before we get into it, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We on that road to 500. Thank you for y'all for sticking with us. What's the word? Anything new?
Nothing new. Just Knicks is rolling along.
Knicks is rolling. The weather's about to break. We heading into spring, summer, and we heading into this playoffs. So we clinched the playoff spot. We're third in the East currently, and we got like 9 games left, starting with the Blazers. Y'all will see this on Monday, but today we play the Blazers, so hopefully we can keep that ball rolling. How you feel about our position right now?
I like it. I mean, I'm not I'm not like down on some of the losses that we had because they
Mm,
were close games. They were coming down to even before Brunson went out. It was coming down to last minute, last second type of a shot, which
mm,
gives you playoff atmosphere, which really gives them something tangible to work on going into the playoffs.
right.
Down the stretch of the game.
Mm.
So I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah. Now that I look at it in hindsight, though even if we lost those games or coming in close, the only people that we got is like Indiana Pacers that's right behind us. We're 3 games away, so you clinch the playoff spot. Don't get hurt trying to get back into a game that you already lost. If you get back, you get back. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? So looking like we either playing Milwaukee, who we beat, you know what I mean, by a lot. They don't really got an answer for us. And we just got their number all year long. I think even last year. It's like we beating them, no Dame Lillard. He's out for a while. So and then or we can mess around and see Detroit, which are playing well now. A young team, but I feel like with all our core together, we should be all right. And then you got Indiana Pacers. We hate to see them every time because some reason why they got our number, but if we had to see them, we can beat them too. We're not gonna catch Boston and Cleveland, and
No, no, definitely doing that.
you know what I mean. So at least we don't got to see them. As of right now, look like we don't got to see Atlanta. That always has our number two. It's like these bad teams got our number most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando, Atlanta, Indiana, even Detroit this year. The
Well,
good teams, the teams we beat.
yeah, yeah. Detroit
Even
is
though they
the
saying we ain't beat Cleveland, but those are the teams we show up.
yeah. Cleveland would be the to me. Cleveland would be the test more than Boston.
Mm,
But again, that's a second round matchup somewhere
right.
for us. So well, unless we stay, yeah, somewhere that would be a second round matchup.
Mm,
But I think we just fighting with third. We can finish probably no worse than fourth.
mm,
It's probably where we could finish, even if we slide somewhere in these next few games.
right.
So we still, we sitting pretty to start the season. Playoffs with a home court advantage.
And like I said, we clinched the playoff spot, so it's not like we got to play a playing spot. If that's not what it means, can we still mess around and be in the play in,
Um,
or did we
well,
just
only why
clinch?
we probably can't be in the play, we would have to lose all. Even if we lost all nine,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really see your standards from here. Even if we lost all nine, I don't think we would fall. Let me see. Um, no, we let me see, 12 and number 11. Nah, even if we lost them, which we wouldn't fall beyond that. But
Mm,
I mean, anything short of fourth place though, at this point, would be disappointment because of
mm,
where we are
right.
and where we've been the whole season. But another thing that I don't feel too bad about some of those losses is that we've since we got Tibbs, we've always played strong the last 25 games going into the playoffs,
Right.
and we went out in the second round.
Mm,
So maybe sometimes it could be a blessing in disguise that we almost crippling in a little bit
mm,
to keep us hungry. So now that now we have more to fight for.
mm,
Even though the first round we might be the favorite,
mm,
can't take that for granted.
right.
And again, we finished second last year,
Mm,
second round. We finished fourth or fifth the year before, fourth the year before that,
mm,
out in the second round. So now I think because we're not coasting in,
mm.
we'll keep our guys hungry and fresh.
Hey man, listen. Sometimes this for the Knicks this year can might be a blessing in disguise, right? Because we go into the injury report for the Knicks. McBride is still out with a groin injury. Payne is out with an ankle injury, and Brunson's out with an ankle injury. He should have one more week. I don't really know what their time limit is. And Hawk Porty, I think he was out for the season, but it didn't really matter. But with them being out and having to have our other point guards, our rookies and veteran point guards step up, just for this little bit might be a blessing. You know what I mean? Like it gets them ready to go into the playoffs,
Hmm.
and we can see where they're at. Um, how do you feel about like the injury for our guards right now going into the playoffs?
Yeah, no, but nobody likes to have. It's a bit much. I mean, teams can't fare well without one of their point guards.
Mm,
We got three, and to have a guy like DeLon Wright, and I told you when we got him,
mm,
I didn't know where, but he would be serviceable.
mm,
And I knew it would only be because of injury, but who knew? Who knew
mm,
three your 3 point guards, and then Kolek, and it's nice that we started DeLon and brought Kolek off so he can still come off the bench
mm,
and be a little bit more comfortable. But DeLon Wright is a veteran. But I don't wish that on nobody to have their 3 point guards out.
mm,
I don't understand the ankle injuries
mm,
stuff, and we can get into that later when we get into the other subject
yeah,
of Bridges. But
mm,
it's just unfortunate um, that these things are happening at this time. And
mm,
if they're happening at this time, even if you rest them, it's going to be a lingering issue.
mm,
And the lingering issue means that we have 5 point guards plus Josh Hart who can
mm,
handle the ball. So we're going to have to get something from everybody, a
mm.
little bit from everybody.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's we'll talk about it later, but with DeLon Wright putting on that show, last game, I think he had like what 15 points or somewhere around there.
Yeah, 13, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tyler Kolek, just doing the basics.
Five
You know what I mean?
assists.
Yeah, moving the ball, making sure you get into the hot man, and that's all we was asking for in the beginning of the season. Just plug and play, do
Mm-hmm.
your role, and even have what's the name shooting, Shemet shooting, just regular shots. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Finding him, he opened to hit a regular shot, and that was good to see. So with DeLon Wright, I mean, hey, Knicks, they shocked us again. I mean, you wasn't shocked with the pickup, but you could tell that management
Yeah.
is being more paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, when we got him, the first thing it reminded me of when we picked up Shake Milton last year.
Mm,
And we threw Shake in a little bit, but we really didn't use him to his
you know.
strength. And I knew with having DeLon, because he is such a stellar defender,
Mm,
and it's still going to take him time too to pick up some of the Knicks nuances. But
right.
just the fact that he's a baller
Mm,
and he can score helps us. I don't know where that's going to help us in the playoffs as far as getting minutes, but if I'm Tibbs, and even if everybody's healthy and I find we stagnant, you got to give some of those guys like him and Tucker,
mm,
you got to give them 4 or 5 minutes, just to shake things up
mm,
because teams are not going to be scouting for them.
right.
Yeah, so let's turn this off.
And then we got Mitchell Robinson. He's getting back slowly off injury, which I think might have been the right move. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's getting back slowly, but I am liking what I'm seeing from him. He's getting more rebounds. He's more explosive. He do look tired in there, but how did Tibbs had the rotation now with him coming in and with Cat for a little bit? I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think he'll be ready by playoffs. You know what I mean? As long as he's doing his regiment and he
Mm-hmm.
looks good. He looks in shape. It don't even look like he got to come down. It look like he's at the perfect shape right now to play.
Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, I like the way he's progressing. I think it's going to take every bit of these next 9 games too, because
Mm,
his rebounding is picking up. Um, his activity around the basket is good. I don't necessarily see all his explosiveness yet.
mm,
I did see the dunk yesterday when it came off the rim the other
mm,
day, and he dunked it back in. But the rotating to block the shots, that part is still that timing
mm.
and rhythm is still coming. So we got 9 games to at least get that part together.
And I think he's favoring his leg because he's just falling, like just taking the fall
Yeah,
and not trying to like
yeah, because that's what
hold
it does.
himself to
Yeah,
brace
yeah,
it.
you are the whole season. That's just a natural
Yeah, I remember
reaction.
Melo saying that. He said mentally is the problem when you have like big injuries like that because you don't want to hurt it again.
Yeah,
So you're not confident in yourself to feel like you're not going to get injured.
yeah, his body will tell him when he's able to go. Then his mind
Mm,
won't think about it.
right.
But again, I'm looking at. I knew the defensive rebounds would be the easiest thing to come back first,
Mm,
but I'm looking at the weak side help on defense.
mm,
That's the part that hasn't come back yet. But
mm,
he'll get there, and even if it clicks in the playoffs, at some point we know it's going to happen.
right.
Yeah. So great for Mitch.
You know what I mean? And then if you made it this far, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We still on that road to 500. We almost there. Like we like too shy of 500. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for us.
Give it up.
You know what I mean? And now we got the Tibbs review, right? we're gonna talk his like the minute restriction or the not restriction, but the minutes he has everybody playing and what Bridges said. Like they basically just tired. You know what I mean? Fatigued on how they playing. How do you
Uh-huh.
feel about? I know this happened, what maybe a week ago or something
Yeah,
like
about
that, but
2.5 weeks ago.
now we starting to see with the injuries we have, and how everybody's coming back. Do you think it's still an issue or no?
Um, like you said earlier, this is stuff that he's done before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an issue till somebody say something.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, remember, it was only the outside people saying it.
I mean, Josh Hart said it last year.
Well, yeah, I
Well,
mean,
it
yeah,
was because remember Josh Hart complaint was first he didn't get enough minutes,
right.
and
Well,
then his complaint was you got me playing too many. I'm playing the whole game,
that's why
and we all seen that too. Going into the playoffs.
but it didn't get no traction because Tibbs' first response was, and same with Jalen about that was, you complain when you get taken out, and then you complain when you play too much. So nobody took that serious.
Mm,
Now you get somebody like Bridges saying it.
mm,
Now is in the way Bridges did it.
mm,
That's what's getting the traction.
mm,
And Bridges being an Iron Man also lends to that. On Tibbs' behalf, because remember when they had James Dolan on the Roommates podcast, and they talked about that, and he said that whenever they bring that up to Tibbs, he just shrugs it off. He don't want to talk about it.
mm,
So that's a sour subject to him because he's trying to win games. In his mind, you paid to come in here and get in shape,
mm,
and he ain't even talking about the money. He's
mm.
he's playing who he feels is going to get him the victory. And we knew that was a fault at times, yes.
And with that being said, though, real quick, I had this question: is did he make a change from last year? Well, we not unsure about campaigns and Brunson's ankle injury on how bad it is. And NBA sometimes have these tricks. Do you think management are purposely just ruling them can't play so Tibbs gotta maybe play other
It
people?
could be that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Mitchell Robinson, usually he'll just sit on the bench. They completely just said, nah, he's not playing this game. And I think this was like 2 games ago.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them purposely just doing that because maybe Tibbs won't change if that's the case. Because that was everybody question like fire Tibbs, but he when he's coaching and we winning. This is like
Listen, we got
third year in the playoffs with Tibbs.
nah,
Second year,
fourth
fourth,
year,
yeah. So we winning. He is the reason we helped change the culture. We are mad at him about the minutes, but I feel like it's something different about this time only because these injuries we would have made them play. Brunson would have had a hand injury, ankle injury. He had tape on it. He would have been in next game. It'd have been like, all right, we in third place. We trying to clinch third,
Mm-hmm.
and they gotta play. Now it feels like if we win, we win. If we don't, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, and we've never been at the guard position too. We've never been this deep. Now, Brunson's case, because of what happened in the playoffs in the second round last year, I could see giving him, if he needed to rest the ankle, even if he could play, I could see, because it don't take him that long to get in rhythm. So I can see Brunson getting a little bit of rest because that hand last year, sometimes by the players, remember Julius the year before that, sometimes by the players not saying nothing until it's over is not fair to the team either. When Julius was shoulder, you're not saying how severe it is. You playing through it, but you're not helping us.
yeah, no.
Brunson's hand, you're not saying how severe your hand is until the season's over. That means somebody could have got some extra minutes. Maybe you could have got some extra rest within a game to be able to go down the stretch. So sometimes players not saying nothing also hurt.
Also last year, remember, there was no Towns. We were struggling to score, and it seemed like when we needed a bucket, the only person that can really give it to us was Brunson. That was the only problem with last year's playoffs. I think OG might have even been hurt. You know what I mean? Like we had a couple people that if the point guard had to just lean on the players,
right,
we couldn't lean on them because they was hurt. He was hurt, but he was still giving us.
Yeah,
the
but
and I said it. I said he's gonna get hurt the way he's trying to get the points because he's going into the paint, trying to get the N1 and the bucket. You're falling to the ground. They're putting bodies on you. They're moving you out the way. They're playing physical with you. You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, but if you say something, at least those minutes, they can go into a quarter knowing that it's a total team effort. When sometimes when the star players out there, you have to lean on the star player. But yeah, of
Mm.
course, Brunson was our ride or die. But by playing hurt and not saying how severe your injury is,
Mm.
it hurts the team.
Yeah, true.
You know, and we had guys last year that was clicking going into the playoffs, but when they get down to the last 5 minutes, our ball was only going one place, and that's just how the NBA is.
Listen, we don't know Tiz, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to management and coaching staff, even if you hurt, they probably gonna ask you, can you still play? So like, yeah, you hurting your confidence, or he's one of them people that's gonna play through it. And back to Bridges real quick. Maybe he's tired because he do play every game of the season. He don't got one of those, oh, he not playing tonight. He ain't had one of those yet. I think he played every game as a Knick so far, and every game that he been in the league. I don't think he missed a game at all. So maybe he's just tired.
Well, that's
and then you playing under Tibbs, so you might be playing 2 more minutes more on the Knicks than you was everywhere else because you not getting in foul trouble like that. Well, you're staying on the floor. You're one of the scorers.
But his isn't just minutes restriction minutes for me. His is also that you're always guarding the best player on the perimeter.
Yeah, true.
So that takes a lot out of you mentally, which add to the physicality. And then on the other end, we still expect you to fill that offensive void on the other end. Like he's the true definition of a two-way player. You know, and you ain't really seen that many. I'm not comparing them to Scottie Pippen, but a person that's rely on 100% of their defense and you still need 100% of their offense. It ain't too many guys in the league that's counted on like that.
Yeah, true.
So, but
which probably takes away from some of his defense this year
and some of his offense.
Yeah, because I'm not saying people are complaining, but you do hear the rumblings of what happened to that defense we were supposed to get with him and OG. Yeah, it's probably hard when y'all got to try to score on the other end. I can't exert all this energy on defense when y'all mans is just running past y'all.
See,
and I got to pick up your man, switch on the best man, and then I got to come down and you passing me the ball and I got 5 seconds to score because we can't get a shot off.
But I see that different. I seen that different than everybody else. I think his defense has been stellar, and I think because of the use of the pick and roll, he's not able. They're not able to lock those men up as much because if you look at how he's guarding, and the same thing with OG, they're guarding tight. The man can't most of the time, and it will give, of course, great offense beat great defense any day. But he's locking his man up. But the pick. You know, in the screens, that's what's separating. That's what's separating him and OG from totally stopping guys because they're locking people up, and Bridges is locking people up. But then, as soon as you come down the blind side, you know, your defense behind you is supposed to call it out. But once somebody sets the screen, now you reset the defense. When you catch up to them, you're resetting all over again. Take away the screens. Nobody's scoring on him.
And when Mitch get his legs back, when they get to the paint, he's altering shots.
Yeah.
He's not really blocking them right now, but you could tell when he first gets in the game, he's altering shots. It's that when the physicality comes in, he's falling on the floor. You're trying to do multiple things.
That's rhythm and timing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Melo responded too. What did he have to say about?
Well, Melo was talking about in terms of Bridges not missing games since high school, and he's telling you that he's tired, but what Melo was saying is that his fatigue is just coming from when people are getting injuries. Now, we don't know if he having any lingering injuries that'll say he's tired, but it's the fatigue. It's, you know, we playing too many minutes, and we getting injured because we're tired, because we're fatigued. So that's basically what he was saying. But Tibbs is not changing.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that because I said that last year. Remember, and I was saying that even right now, if we play in Portland, and we down and we got to fight to get back, I think as players, because the coach not going to tell you to do that, if you hit your open shots, you hit them, and you can't get back in the game, you shouldn't be trying to go to the paint and exert so much energy, especially like OG. OG stay getting injured for trying to score to get the bucket. We don't need that right now. Y'all in third, try to win, but if it gets too far ahead, don't try to kill yourself for 2 points. That's all I'm saying. That's what Brunson was doing last year. And you see he had the hand injury. He was out for like a game, came back. And this ain't even a playoffs yet.
Yeah, but that's where coaching come in at, though. You can't
then hurt it again, then hurt the other hand.
Yeah, but you can't tell a player going down the stretch because guys got to go in their rhythm. So even OG's case, if he's pushing it too hard, then just sub them for a few minutes.
Mm.
But when they're out there, especially this time of the season, you gotta go. You gotta go with what you know, because you gotta go in the game knowing that okay, it's gonna take that extra dribble or pump fake to get by a guy to get my shot off, and you start taking that aggressiveness away. That's gonna take away from your game in the playoffs. Tibbs' job is okay. He's forcing it. Let me pull him for a few minutes. Something like that. Or Bridges' case. You know what? I know we need his defense. Let me put somebody else on him. Let me put Josh Hart on the guy. And then let me let Bridges get on somebody where he could rest a little bit on defense. But if you're going to tell me I got to guard the best guy, and then on offense, and I still want to be a part of the offense. So it's not like I have to come down and score. I want to come down and score. So I'm exerting more energy. Just as much as I exert on defense, I'm exerting on offense. So that's up to the coach to pull people or reassign them for minutes of the game.
Hey, man, all these players, look, y'all just shoot more. Don't even worry about trying to.
But you got it. I know, but now
just
you got
shoot
it.
more.
Part of what made us the Knicks this year is us getting out and run and fighting past the first line of defense and getting to the hole. And if OG don't do that, he has no value to us on the offensive end, other than the corner three.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I mean, well, hopefully DeLon Wright and Tyler Kolek can mix it up a little bit and have that Jeremy Lin effect. Because DeLon Wright, for a minute, did look like he could have maybe turned on the gas a little bit more.
Yeah, he ain't gonna try to overdo it because
he didn't overdo it, but it seemed like he was about to.
Well, I mean, let's face it. If he
Tyler
knows
Kolek just need a little bit more muscle, but
DeLon Wright knows that I could do what I could do a little bit because I ain't gotta look over my shoulder. The other part that could hold you back is okay, the guards are out, but the front lines are all still there. So I can't ignore, what I got on my wings and Cat. I'm not crazy, But they say that in practice, all the players been encouraging him because some of them we got veterans on our team. They know about this guy.
Even so,
ain't no star.
And like I said, we not an NBA, but I would want down the stretch you take some of this load so I don't gotta pause. You take some of this so I don't gotta deal with it for 9 more games. So I could just sit back, go ahead, score, do your thing. I'm here with you.
Nah, they ain't gonna.
So you can look at Town. Town look like he another going to the basket to get hurt. The way he go to the basket, I feel like no, just chill out, do a post move and shoot. Don't go in there.
Yes, knees
doing
first.
that.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I
falling on the floor.
Yeah,
coming up limping. Your ankle probably hurt too, but now they can't risk you being out.
Yeah.
So now they sit in the guards, but now you over here. Nah, just cool out, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised he didn't have a major injury the way he go in knee first.
Yeah,
no. All it takes is one person to
turn that off,
hit that knee, and then Towns, you already proved to New York that you took away the soft label already. You did that, right? So
yeah, but now he got a whole nother thing he got to deal with now. And we'll probably get into that when the playoffs get here or after playoffs. He got to deal with now is he one of them players that every time they get into the playoffs, they don't do nothing. So he got to break that mystique now. Is it just the team he was on, or is it him? Like he don't, and I think it's another gift and a curse. Brunson not gonna let us fail. No matter how bad Brunson may have a game, he is gonna try to get a bucket. So now you don't really got to deal with you got to be the one to get a bucket. Brunson is gonna try to get the bucket. Yeah, so you can defer to Brunson, and he's gonna try to.
Yeah, but Brunson has to realize too that,
and he had his slump already.
But Brunson has to also realize that although you can get a bucket, that mismatch is down there with Towns. Towns, I want you on the block.
Yeah, but now the problem with Towns is for some reason why I ain't been watching Timberwolves basketball for the playoffs, but he's just missing. He don't shoot. He's not assertive. He's not the top guy. I guess he's deferring to maybe Anthony Edwards or whoever.
Yeah, but Anthony Edwards only just getting there himself.
Just getting there. So we don't know like what his issue is because same thing with James Harden. He getting the playoffs, don't do none of that stuff.
Well, that's why we call him. I don't think it's a lack of his skill. No, we need that post play. We need that. So this is what we come. This is what your assignment is for this quarter or this 5 minutes or this game. We got to put him in them positions and ride it. We can't let the talent go to waste because he might not know how to fit in. No, we're going to fit you in. That jumper we need, the driving we need to attack the rim, and then we also need that post play. Right. We need all 3 phases that's going to make you a probably second team definitely third team, but you're probably gonna make second team.
Mm.
You know, all NBA. So part of Brunson's job as the captain and as the point guard is to recognize that, you know, Cat, you know, if you got to pump him up,
Right.
we need you down there. I can get mine. You go down there and get yours.
Mm.
You know, so and you need and Cat also needs to call for the ball. We had a
Yeah.
game where he did that not recently,
Mm.
and he said it afterwards.
Well, everybody, the main guy is out, and everybody on the team don't really act like the main guy. So he got to do something. The only person that acts like the main guy that's not is maybe Josh Hart. He'll
Yeah,
get
I mean,
on you.
you know, yeah,
He'll get on you and call for the ball, but everybody else won't.
Yeah, and I also saw yesterday where the other night, several times in the fourth quarter, Josh was calling for the ball, but the ball was going the other way, which I thought was good because we need the bucket. So we can't swing it back to you, Josh. The ball twice, Josh on the left, clapping, and you can see the shrug too from Josh. But no, the ball's going to where Bridges, where it's got to be scored. And one of the people that did that.